Hi-yo!
Well, hi there, guys and gals. Tonight we have a little update, if you will, on the Crimson Stallion. And thank you for, Southeast Ohio Hunter for that name. I don't think a better name could have been for this 66. Now you see the hood up. Of course, anything that has sat for like 40 years, or since 89, is close to 40 years, might have an issue or two. And whenever the builder is not, what somebody might call a professional, you're going to have even more issues. What do I mean? The rear tires were rubbing because we put an 8.8 rear end under it. That caused this tire to bounce and hit that, and just, it wasn't great. So what we ended up doing was putting some, bigger shackles there. Now, if you guys remember, or if you followed this build at all, there was originally Cobra R's on the front of this. The Cobra R's were wider than these wheels. So I had to get 1-inch spacers to get away from the inner tie rod, which you can't see, but you're going to take my word for it. Now I have plenty of room, but we have a slight rubbing issue up here. Guess where? So we found a solution, I think, and that results in a 1/2-inch spacer, which is absolutely wonderful because they're super cheap. And I think I got them on the Amazonian site, something. Anyway, so we got a 1/2-inch spacer, and we have clearance on the tie rod, which means this will make the car actually steer better, which is great. And it'll move the wheel in a 1/2 inch. And did I mention the best part yet? The lug nuts are too short to reach through this and the wheel, so you got to replace the studs. So that brings me to our next, thing that we're doing tonight. We're replacing them with a factory stud, by the way. We did a little bit of, what do you want to call it? Guessing. Yes, guessing. And this is from a 2018 F-150. Do I have the original stud? Does anybody know? Yes, no? Ah, there we go. Okay, so here's what we got. This is the stud that come in the wheel, or rotor. This is the one. See how it has no threads? See how it has threads and it's longer? I think we got a winner. And this is going to sit up further in, I think, maybe. I mean, in theory. It's got the teeth where it needs, and I believe it's the same diameter. I did micrometer them. Seems like they were the same. So we're going to go ahead and do the old-fashioned send it method. Wish us luck, because if this works, this will solve that issue. Now, all of the other issues to expect when you're building a project car, and you did not see any of them coming. We had fuel leaks. The very first one was on this Holley carburetor at the accelerator pump. The diaphragm went bad. Started leaking all over the intake. Not a big deal. None. So we replaced it. Not a big deal. The second leak took place. Well, let's just show you over here. This is the brand new fuel tank in which I bought for said Mustang. Actually, no, this came with the car, I think. But it is brand new, as you can see. And the fuel sending unit. Apparently, I was too rough with it and cracked the sealant stuff, solder type, and it was leaking out of there. Second leak. Third leak is on our aftermarket fuel filter that's up in here. And it was leaking at an O-ring. A rubber O-ring, of all things. Okay, so we replaced that guy. Fourth leak. Not kidding you. Was that this? This is the return line I was going to use for the fuel injection. I tried to tighten the nut that I put in there because now I really don't need it for the carburetor. I'm using a factory returnless, blah, 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 blah. It leaked, wouldn't tighten. I got upset and said, I am not fighting this problem any longer. Bought a brand new fuel tank, brand new sending unit to replace the other brand new stuff that I already had. Okay. Fifth fuel leak. Yeah, I wish I was joking. Fifth fuel leak was right here on the stinking firewall. I kept smelling gas. Well, I wrapped our fuel pump in the heat guard to keep heat off of it where it's so close to the engine. I know I'm probably gonna have to move it. But I had a fuel pressure regulator there with a pressure gauge. The fuel pressure regulator failed. It didn't really do anything. That may have been a first leak also, along with the other. But then after we got all of the leaks fixed, all I wanted was a fuel pressure gauge there because they look cool, right? And it's an easy, hey, look, I don't have any fuel pressure, so that works. The gauge started leaking. The fuel pressure gauge started leaking. So we took it out, made a new fuel line hose. From there to the fuel pump, to the carburetor, to the fuel pump, and now it's fixed. No more fuel leaks? Okay, no more fuel leaks. Now, saying that to say this, we have 2 coolant leaks and a transmission leak. I didn't really see these coming too much. I should have done something that I didn't do. Right back there on this guy, I didn't put any thread tape or anything on the intake. Right back here at this fitting. Can you guys, yeah, I know you see it now, the brass fitting. Guess where it's leaking? You bet your sweet petunias. Right there, and where's the other one at? It might be, I can't remember if it's this one. The fitting right there-ish. Can't remember if it's that guy or that guy. I think it's this one right here, this brass fitting up here, because it looks like it has a greenish tint. And maybe. Anyway, it's for sure that guy back there, so we have to fix that coolant leak. Because we're not calling this stinking thing done until she's wrapped up. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying. Oh, yeah. So we also got the 69 completely blowed apart. We have been watching this guy. He redoes first gen Firebirds. VVG. I can't remember exactly. VVG, not by Script Garage. This is another guy. He is beyond talented whenever it comes to first gen Firebirds, and they are the exact same car as this, per se. They're built the pretty much exact way. So he has given me a lot of confidence, hopefully, to go ahead and do what I need to do. So even though this is atrocious and just, oh my God, because we're going to go ahead and replace the lower firewall. I guess that's called the lower cowl up there. We're probably not replacing it. I don't know yet. But we're going to go ahead and brace it up. We're replacing the inner rockers first, and then we're going to go with the rest, because everything I was watching, honestly, this guy gives me enough faith in myself that I believe I can do it. And you do not need a jig. I said it. You don't need a jig. You just take some measurements, and you take good measurements, write them down, write them on pieces, you know, the cowl area, the dash, the roof, somewhere where you're not going to lose them, somewhere where hopefully they're available. And you just go with it. You know what I mean? But take measurements before you cut. Thank God I haven't cut anything. It's just Mother Nature was taking it back. You know what I mean? So that's the update on this guy. But, you know, we have, I don't want to say this out loud, especially if my wife watches this ever, which she doesn't, so I'm good. I think I might have too many projects, and not these guys. These guys, they're staying. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes I just wonder if I just got one too many. Or two. But, you know, that's it. It is what it is. We're just going to focus on this guy, hopefully wrap up all this and get this sucker not titled, it's already titled. Get this sucker wrapped up, that way so we can enjoy this car for summer. I know my wife is, you know, champing at the bit to drive it. So we're going to take the wheel off, get them studs replaced, move that wheel in a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to let you know if that works, okay? Being that you've probably seen that stuff done before, I am not going to record it because that seems a little, you know. So I just want to keep you guys up to date. We're going to see what all we got. All right. Wish me luck. Whew. Okay. I can tell you I am really relieved because I think we're getting ready to, well, not tonight, obviously, because it's, you know, nice and poopy out. But I can tell you that we're getting very close to, I believe, a successful test drive this time. The lug studs worked beautifully. I mean, we have plenty of studs sticking out. We clear our inner tie rod in, which I don't know if you guys can see it, but we actually have room now. And we didn't before with just the wheel on. That's why we even have a spacer, period. The inch was way too much. Now this sets in where it should, I mean, and we shouldn't have an issue. I don't think. Hopefully I didn't throw it into something else, which, you know, to be named later. I hope not. So nonetheless, I think that's going to fix that. Hopefully we can start driving this old girl. And I'm just going to tell you, this thing runs absolutely amazing. I'm not a Ford guy, but this particular Mustang I really, really, really like. I think it's because we spent so much time together and I got Stockholm Syndrome. I'm telling you, it's just, it kept me hostage in this garage for so long. That was just like, you know, I just can't. I need to know. You know, I need to know if I love it. No. But anyway, 2018 Ford F-150 lug studs. Lugs? Studs? Studs. Those things. I actually lucked out and got those for free. I did a set of hub bearings, and those were the original lug studs. And I'm like, took my own micrometer, measured it out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy lug nuts, which are 14 by 1.5, I believe. So yeah, 14 by 1.5. Got them at our good friends from O'Reilly's, and now we are good to go up front. I'm pretty happy about that. So we're gonna switch out this side, fix our 2 coolant leaks there, and the transmission leak is a O-ring around the dipstick, so that's a plus too. It happens, you know, unfortunately it does happen. Whenever you build these old cars, you can't expect flawless, especially when everything is changed. I mean, every darn thing. Except for this is the original grill and stuff, so that's cool. Other than that, pretty much everything. A lot, just a lot. But I digress. We've had a lot of fun on this old gal, but I am ready to enjoy it for summer. So hopefully after this and we fix those two little things there, we have a good, dependable-ish, hopefully, very dependable. Hopefully I don't have to move that fuel pump. If I do, I'm gonna move it to the back where the fuel filter is, because I've heard that it's not great to put them there. I'm just saying, if I do, I'll tell you in a later video if I did have to move it because of heat. It did start knocking, but I had all the fuel leaks, so it was running out of fuel absolutely. And I haven't heard it since I wrapped it in the heat tube stuff there, the heat matting, which that stuff really does amazing job. Anyway, guys and gals, thanks for watching. Sorry this was a lot of babble and not much work, but hopefully this helps you. So if you put these wheels on your Mustang and you have a problem with it rubbing anywhere, if you did anything close to this build here, that right there should get you home. And what I mean by home is you shouldn't have any more issues after that. It's going to clear your tie rod, 1/2-inch spacers, put longer studs on, you're going to be absolutely fine. And you're not going to have to pay a whole lot. Just do some front wheel bearings on an F-150. They're pretty common. And they're not even hard to do. So I wished I would have recorded that guy. That was an easy one. Anyway, maybe next time. We'll see you guys here next time on Right Turn Garage TV, where we're going to be, I'll fill you in on some more of this guy. We have tons of YouTube gold left on Rust bucket list. Yeah, I think that's going to be its name until we replace all the rust. That's going to be a day or two. Y'all have a good one. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you don't mind, just, you know, hit the old like and subscribe. You know, if you don't mind. Thanks. Have a good one.